What is up, guys? Nick Ginge here. Today we're going to be talking about UFC 308. This is my predictions. Uh, First fight, Renat versus Carlos. I have got Carlos getting mauled. It's not going to be a close fight. It's going to be Renat probably just dominating him. If you're betting on someone and you bet on Carlos, man, might as well throw money in a fire. Renat will probably just dominate this whole fight, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. Keep that in mind. If I was going to say how he's going to win, I'm going to bet on knockout, to be honest. Next fight is Ismail versus Bruno. I think Bruno is going to win. Why? I think Ismail is going to start off really well. I think Bruno's going to get more comfortable in that second round and then win the second round. And then the third round, I think both of them will fight for their lives. And I think Bruno will come up with the win. But I could see how Ismail would win. So that is that too. So you can't brush past anyone in this sport anymore. So yeah. Next up, we have Boshrot versus Hugo. For these two fights, I'm pretty much just going to go through them pretty quickly together almost. Boshrot, I believe he's going to dominate and get a submission within the first round probably. And Kennedy, I think Barnett will be able to last for a couple, like a round, maybe not even. If you're wondering why, he is 6'5", Chris is 5'9". There's crazy difference in reach in both arm reach and leg reach. It's just not looking good for Barnett. Can he win? Yes, but it would be by KO. And how would he win by KO? It would more than likely be like Kennedy's moving back. Chris goes in for the overhand right, and it lands right on his chin, and it's, over from there. So that's the only way I see Barnett winning. Magomedov versus Ferreira. I see Ferreira probably. See, this is the thing with this fight. The only way I see a bus winning is if he can take down Ferreira, but I think Ferreira is going to be able to make sure that he doesn't get taken down, and he'll end up knocking out Magomedov at some point. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Magomedov could just hold him down for rounds, but I don't think that's going to happen. So my pick is Ferreira. Next up is Rebecca versus Oralbai. Now, if you're going and saying Oralbai is guaranteed to win this, you're wrong. You've never seen Rebecca fight if you're saying that. This guy is a dog. Never count this man out just because he's going up against someone like Oralbai. I say for sure Rebecca is going to win. Not going to win. Whoa. No, he's not going to win, Rebecca. I think he has a good chance on winning is what I was going to say. I don't think he's going to win. I think he has a good chance on winning. There is, harder fights on this card to pick from for sure. It's not the closest fight on this card, but it is close. I do think Rebecca could upset this fucking fight. So that is my opinion. By the way, Israel Adesanya, if you see this, they have leg reach. I've had this here for a while. I seen your last video and it said it said that you said that there was no leg reach, and it showed that there was no leg reach. I've had leg reach. I think I've had this be here for around a year. I don't know if it's just for some reason not on yours, but I've had leg reach for a while now, I think. I don't know if PFL was the first people to do it. You might have been right about that, but I do know leg reach has been around for a while on mine. So I don't know why, but that has been around for me. Next up is RDA and Jeff Neal's fight. I think Jeff Neal's gonna win. Why? And this is a close fight. This fight's closer than the last, actually. I believe it goes on the fact that if RDA can control this fight in the way that he likes to, he's gonna win. But if Jeff Neal can, he's gonna win. Now, obviously, you're gonna probably be like, "Well, that's just how fights go. You're not so smart." Not in every case, really. I mean, someone could. There are a lot of moments where someone's having the fight go their way the whole time, and then they're getting knocked out. You know, I think whoever's controlling this fight will win, especially if Neal's controlling this fight, because I think he will get a knockout. This could be one of those fights that differ between rounds too. I'm not saying that it will be one person doing better than the other. It could be each round switches on who's controlling it in the way they want to. So, I have Jeff Neal winning. Actually, not just winning, but I think he'll knock him out. And yeah, if I was to pick RDA, it would be. I'd probably bet on him for a decision. If I'm being honest here. This next fight is Ibo versus Rafael. Ibo should win. But Rafael is good. So he's probably more well-rounded, right? But I think Ibo is going to knock him out. Now, not just because he's this knockout guy, but I think... Whoops. I think it just depends on how this fight goes. It does. But I believe that Ibo will get a knockout here. So, yeah. Ibo Aslan by KO. Probably in the second round, if I had to pick a round. All right. This is like where the card gets good. Shara Bullet versus Petrosyan. Why do I believe Shara is going to easily win? This guy's going to try and grapple. He's going to probably defend it. And then he's going to shit on him on the striking. He's going to keep going for those takedowns. He's going to be expecting it. And then at some point, he's going to probably get a KO. I don't think there's much more detail I need to go in other than that. If this guy tries to strike with Shara, he's an idiot. If he tries to grapple with him, it's not idiotic if it works. So we'll see, right? But I just don't think he'll be able to take him down. So I'm picking Shara for that. Murphy versus Agay. I got Murphy. Why? Agay, he'll need to land something and earlier rather than later. Because once he gets more and more comfortable, the worse it gets. So he'd need to do it early, catch him off guard early, and get him knocked out. You can't do much. I mean, even if you just rock him, he'll respect you right from the start, and that might wake him up. Or it fucks him up for the full fight. So, you know what? We'll see, but I definitely have Murphy. I mean, this is the easiest fight on the main card to pick from, I think. Yeah. Next up, Magomed Ankalaev versus Rakic. I have Magomed Ankalaev winning, but not by much. I could very, very well see Alexander Rakic winning. But I don't see that more happening. I can see the ways that he could win. But my reasoning on why I think Ankalaev is going to win, I think he's more disciplined in his in martial arts. I think Rakic is good at everything and stuff like that, but I think just not disciplined in everything like Ankalaev is. So I'm going with him. Ankalaev is my pick. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory pick in most cases. But Rakic could pull it off. I would be worried about betting on this fight just for the simple factor of I think Rakic holds the power to knock out Ankalaev more than Ankalaev has the power to knock out Rakic, but only in certain ways. I say Rakic has heavier hands, But I'd say Ankalaev might have the heavier kicks. Now, I'm not too sure about that, but I think he has heavier leg kicks at least. He has good leg kicks. So, yeah, I'm going Ankalaev here. Co-main event of the evening. I believe Robert Whittaker is going to win. Why? I think this is the best way for me to put on my reasoning on why. There is nothing Khamzat Chimaev can do to surprise Whittaker. Like, there's nothing striking-wise. Grappling, sure, there definitely can be. But that's not also a guaranteed thing that he's going to have the grappling to catch him off guard. I think he kind of will, and it will catch him off guard for the first round or two. And if he doesn't finish him in the first round or two, that's going to be where it gets bad. Because if Whittaker starts to figure you out, figure your patterns out, that's where it gets bad. Because that's where he starts to, throw in his everything. And I will say this, I think, and this is not in order, but these are my three most well-rounded MMA fighters in the company right now. It's John Jones, Robert Whittaker, and Umar. Those are my three most well-rounded fighters. Khamzat Chimaev struggled with Gilbert. Gilbert, in my opinion, is 20th overall welterweight all time. In the middleweight division, I have Robert Whittaker as 5th best all time. In front of him only being Israel Adesanya. Only being in front of him is Anderson Silva, Israel Adesanya, Chris Weidman, Michael Bisping, and then it's Robert Whittaker at 5th. That's it. And I believe Robert, out of all of those 5 people in middleweight, I think he's the most well-rounded out of all 5 of those names, right? So I believe Rob has the potential and definitely has the skill to beat Chimaev. It just depends on if he can make it through the first round or two. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I doubt that I'm wrong. If we see Whittaker make it past the first 2 rounds, I'm guaranteeing you he wins. I'm guaranteeing you. And yeah, that's me. For the last match, the fucking main event, baby. We got Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. One of the most anticipated fights of the year. Maybe the most anticipated fight of the year. Like, so many people are very, very hyped for this fight, including me. I know this fight's going to be a close fight, but it's not. And let me tell you what I mean by that. In the striking game, it's going to be close. In the all aspect of things, I don't think it will be. Why? I think at the end of the day, if Ilia Topuria realizes the striking's too close to call and he does not want to leave that to the judges especially, he'll start to grapple. And his grappling is elite. He has very, very high-level jiu-jitsu, high-level fucking wrestling. I think it will be a problem for Max. Because when you look at Max's record, he has fought a lot of strikers. Pretty much the only guy that he's fought that's like high level that will switch it up is Alexander Volkanovski. And look what happened when he fought someone that switches it up every time. Loses 3 times in a row. Not saying anything to do with that necessarily matters, but I do believe this fight will go very similar to those fights. If Ilia Topuria doesn't knock him out, I believe it will go similar to those fights. I believe it will be Ilia just switching it up enough, doing enough where it's like it's close on the striking, but he has the grappling, and Max will have no grappling stats, and maybe like a bit because he gets some top time at some point, right? But not as much as him. Say it's like a 2 or 3 minute difference in their control time, even. It's gonna go to Ilia. If it's close in the striking and Max is even 5 or 10, 20 strikes in front, right? And depending on what type of strikes, if it's 20 significant strikes, it would maybe even favor for him, but I don't know at that point because the judges are just so iffy. But in my opinion, this fight is favored towards Ilya in more ways than just one. I don't think it favors him necessarily on the feet. I do think he is better on the feet, but I'm not saying that's where I'm saying he is favored. It is favored in the fact that if this striking is not working out, he can go to the grappling. He can go to the grappling. And not just go to the grappling and be stupid about it, but use the fact that he's a good striker to get to those takedowns. And he's not an idiot, so he will do that. So that's my thoughts on this fight. Ilya Topuria will win. So that concludes the whole card. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe. This is my first video of many to come. I'm going to be making MMA and boxing content. Maybe in the future at some point, if you guys want to see some of this, I'll make NFL, NHL, and NBA content. And yeah. If you liked it, come back for more. It was nice, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.